Back with a little bit of the All Hallows Cup, ladies and gentlemen. We are still in the Swiss rounds, so, well, teams get matched against each other depending on the performance. And before we're heading into any kind of bracket stage, we're having a few more matches here. We're looking at Feel the Heat in the current series, a best of 3 on our first map, Battlefield of Eternity. And over to the right side, Laubers Fanclub. So X-Ray on Malfurion for Feel the Heat. We're having Toulouse on Thrall, Colliers on Liming, Dinu on Greymane, and Wit on Mal'Ganis. The Fan Club on the other side with Kopenhagen on Chen. Again, Tai on Kira. Actually starting to play Kira a lot more. We're having Henning on Rhaegar, nearly exclusively played, by the way, by this team. Chris on Hanzo, and Lauber himself on ETC. So, down to the bottom of the map. Well, first of all, when it comes to talents, look at that. Aetherwalk taken on Liming. And at the same time, we're also seeing the Storm Stout secret recipe taken at this point for the extra sustain on the lane topside. Now, it's actually pretty impressive how well Feel the Heat played lately. So they are definitely one of the teams that we have to watch out for a little bit. They impressed me a lot with some of the performances that they showed in the Heroes Hype Premier Series in particular. Now this is obviously a different tournament, but still, if the guys keep playing together and develop all that synergy, then we could really see them start to contest some of the top teams here. Definitely one of the better ones. We're going to see how this is going to work out for them. For now, we're actually having for the Immortal damage, Hanzo, of course, in play. Rhaegar with added wave clear for them as well. And we're going to keep our eye out on Kira. This time, again, with the maximum effort. Build so far hasn't really changed a whole lot for Tai. But it's kind of cool to see that he plays the hero a little bit more. Granit Gaming, I mean now the Laubers Fanclub after they parted ways with the organization, is generally speaking the only team that plays this much Kira. They have played her a few times, and so far the win rate that they have with her is pretty strong. Then again, the win rate of Granit Gaming in particular is also, of course, quite nice. So that is probably going to be a little bit of a bias there when we're looking at the data. Something that we have to also take into consideration. But in game number 1 of this best of 3 series, it's like big of an ask of if they can pull this one off. On the other side, we have Greymane for the Immortal damage and the quick kill against the Squishies in particular. On top of that, you have also the reset mechanics with Li Ming and the poke against the Immortal from a distance. Kira, the one to rotate to the top and take the second camp, which underlines again the pressure and the focus that we're seeing on mercenary camps from the Fan Club. I also want to put this into a bit of perspective, by the way. Camps are important, and the way that the Fan Club is dealing with them is great, and they're adding a lot of experience. But at the same time, there is still another truth, and that is that a lot of the less experienced players overvalue camps and also have very bad timing for camps. So just because a camp is available doesn't mean that you should abandon everything else and go for the camp instead. There's always a little bit of a strategy behind it, where you want to make sure that you push your lane out before you go for the camp, that you also have a bit of vision on your opponent before you try and invade a camp on their side. So information gathering through the minimap and also timing those moves is incredibly important. If you have an opportunity to take a keep down, then you're not going to go for a camp. If you can go for a core, then going for the camp is also not the right move here. So I want to put this in as a little bit of a caveat, so because I see way too many teams on the lower level overvalue camps highly. Rhaegar in this case is apparently not overvalued. He seems to be the superior wolf in this one, taking down Greymane as we have the first blood going over to the Fan Club. Well played. And here comes the attack against the first Immortal, and that might actually be a win for them. Chen has rotated to the bottom of the map to make sure that the Shaman camp that was taken by Feel the Heat is not going to do too much. Halftime show victoriously in the hands of the Fan Club. Toulouse at the top lane. After the quest is complete, he gets the value in 2. And we have Triumvirate on level 4 for Li Ming. This is one of the maps where you can abandon dominance. Generally speaking, I'm not really a fan of letting dominance go, but Battlefield of Eternity is a map where you can actually go away from dominance. So if you go into a build centering a little bit more around the orb, the level 4 on this map for Li Ming is really where it's at. And then if you want to give up Mirror Ball, you can find the synergy with the level 16 talent. The level 7, that's a different story though. Calamity is still the way to go here. Is and always, well, maybe not always will be, but unless Blizzard makes some severe changes to Li Ming, it's going to be that way for a long, long time. So I still expect that Kolios is going for that. But on this map, you can definitely go into a 4 and 16 orb hybrid build, but never go full orb, boys. Never go full orb. You want to go Calamity. At this point, level 7 talents are ready, and guys, they are just crushing. I mean, right now, they're going to get that 4 tier pretty much for sure, and they are hoping for another kill as Wit is coming in. Tai, on the other hand, is once again just swinging around on this little chain here. A fort is down, and that is a pretty solid setup here. Taloof in trouble and down. He's not the only one though. First we have Mal'Ganis falling, and then Thrall gets taken apart. Laubers Fanclub is crushing it right now. And they got the maximum that you can get out of the first objective, I would say. That was pretty impressive right here. And as you can see, Calamity is taken as the level 7 talent on Li Ming. Again, not gonna rip him here for the hybrid build. As I said, personally not a fan of not going dominance, but you can go for a hybrid or build with level 4 and level 7 talents. Just make sure that Calamity is part of the equation. So either way, now the big collapse towards the top, and I think the little panda has asked for... Oh, no way. Okay, he dies. If he would have survived this one, that would have been incredible. That would have been honestly insane right there. I mean, that was like, yeah. The panda is down. A little bit of panda abuse in this one. We're having, with level 7 talents on both sides and level 8 in both teams' hands, at least still a fighting chance for Feel the Heat. But let's just face it, them losing the first fort at the beginning of the game with the first objective was a problem. Them killing Tai, on the other hand, is a pretty nice setup for them now. Have a chance to go for the top fort a little bit. Especially since Greymane is part of this move. And Greymane, once he goes into the Worgen form, can really shred an entire wall plus the structures behind it. But Chen has now started to come back to play. Yeah, obviously the reset attempts here by Li Ming the entire time. We're still seeing Thrall with a bit of experience, and he brought the team back. It's 9 against 9 on the level, so 10s are going to drop into the hands of both teams at the same time. Same build, by the way, for Kira, so in case that you haven't caught any of the previous games where she was played, again, maximum effort into upstage, into heal Monger. Absolutely normal build for Tai on that hero. And, well, with that, we're now also having the attack for the next Immortal. Chen is already fighting it out in a 1 versus 1. Lauber has taken a bit of a beating and needs to be careful that he doesn't take him completely apart. Starts to slide in, and that gives them a kill against Thrall. Thrall was hoping to get the last hit in against Lauber. That didn't work out, and Henning keeping his boss alive and making sure that they're getting the kill against Thrall instead. Well played by them. Now, level 10 abilities is something that both of them are going to hope for. Kira, on the other hand, is for just a second in a bit of trouble, but Chris comes in with Hanzo and helps out, and they're starting to burn this down. But the problem is that at the top we're seeing the same happening from Feel the Heat. They're feeling the heat right now, by the way, I can tell you that much. So they're again slightly behind on the objective, and level 10 abilities are ready for the 2 now, which gives us again, for Kira, as usual, a final strike. The Cursed Bullet for Greymane. And no big surprises here. Maybe with the exception of ETC going into the stage dive. Ooh, the arrow missing. Yeah, and that's not the only thing that missed. That stage dive didn't connect with anything either, but he can slide in and they get the kill against Malfurion. That's one of the beautiful setups that you can go for with ETC on this map. Just slide over an opponent that is already in an Immortal stun and secure that kill, and they are just securing kill after kill at this point. 3 down already with Thrall and Greymane biting the dust after Malfurion was taken apart, and now they're making the move for Wit himself. Mal'Ganis is trying to rush away from this one, using the Fell Claws to get a little bit of distance between him and the rest of the team. Copenhagen is not giving up on it completely, but might have gone a little bit too deep. Gets the counter kill and dies too. One of those hashtag worth it moments, distracted the opponent so they could get the Immortal. That's at least justification that he probably is just now talking through comms here. So they move towards the top with 8 kills against 3, and an Immortal that is looking at 50% shields might well end with another fort eliminated. The Fanclub playing strong here, as usual. Talking about strong. 23,000 damage on Hanzo, 21,000 for Li Ming. Kira sitting at 15,000. but definitely a disrupting force in the opponent's backline. And already waiting for another move here. Ty is moving in from the side. Here comes the stage dive, the slide. Oh my god. Malfurion is just absolutely getting shit on in this game. Second insta-kill against him, and Li Ming wasn't far off there either. And that allows them to get the 4 towards the top. 10 kills against 3 right now. And the fan club is just murdering them here now. I mean, it gets wrecked too. Yep, there's another connect as Kira makes the move. The talent advantage goes to the red team. And they are absolutely crushing through this game right now. Level 13 talents, again the pulsing pain, the focus into the revolving sweep on level 13 and 16 for Kira, and they are going keep. We're 10 minutes into the game and the first keep is about to fall. Don't tell me that this one slide. Really? I would have totally thought that someone is going to YOLO for that. I mean, honestly, even if they suicide one hero into this just to get the keep, that would have been absolutely worth it. So the keep is still in play. That's a bit of a weird one. Didn't see this one coming. Not after they were able to get so much damage in. I could have totally seen the Panda making a move for it. But at this point, they're still, way ahead. More than a level, 8 kills. Rotation towards the bottom. Tai wants to get more mercenary camps now. Is taking the Khaldor camp at the bottom of the map. And we're still having the talent advantage, but well, probably not for much longer. They're going for the Shaman camp actually at this point, not seeming to time it with the objective unless they're delaying it a bit after claiming the camp. Thrall is still playing the super safe top side. He's going to make sure, he doesn't move out there, and he can't really. If he gets caught, then he's dead within a second again. You could already tell that in those fights, the coordination that we're having from the fan club is just a little bit too much. The stage dive doesn't even have to hit the heroes. If the power slide afterwards is followed up by the damage output, then the stun alone is supplying them enough. Alright, camp's taken on both sides. Top lane, they're actually double checking, as you can see. They're checking if someone is trying to maybe sneak in here in order to get that keep. But the fan club is not doing any of that. No, they're just sitting tight and saying like, okay guys, let's just win the next one and take it from there. They still have to deal with this one. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Okay. But the objective is spawning in 7, and that's going to be a 13 versus 13 battle. So one of the best chances for the blue team to maybe make a move. Even talents are going to be super important for that battle. They're going to get this. So, yep, as ETC takes down the bottom of the map, takes down the camp, they're going for it again. 13 talents are ready, which gives us now also the blood rush. And in addition to that, we are having the attack against Tai. And they get a setup here. They're trying. Rega with the cleanse. And whee! Kira again, just funning around. Arrows missing. And the end. No way. Henning with the perfect timing. I can't believe that Tai survived. Everybody was waiting for someone else to deliver the final blow. And then Kira survives as the Ancestral comes in. And it's again Malfurion that gets wrecked here. X-Ray gets focused all game long. Down goes Greymane. This is the end of Li Ming. And they're just crushing one after another. And talking about crushing things, top keep is falling at this point. Yep, top keep is down. Toulouse was trying to stop it, but there is obviously no chance here. Henning trying to get something done against the Immortal all by his lonesome. He's just like, I'm helping. And he definitely is. That last Ancestral that he had was beautiful. Now we're seeing him with the Hunger of the Wolf, booming kick as expected. And yeah, they're gonna try and finish with this one. The flawless technique from Chris. And we all know that Chris's technique is flawless. He doesn't have to rub it in here. In terms of damage, he's also taken the numbers. 38,000 for them. And we have Kira on 25. And that's that. Bottom of the map, that's where the next push comes in. 16 versus 14. The only thing that the red team can do right now is hope for a quick kill somewhere. And I think the chances to make that happen are slim to none. Unless they can surprise them completely. It's a little bit of a bush strategy here, hoping that someone is rushing into that. We obviously see the entire map and know that they're far away from this, but they're trying to go for the flank and maybe get a kick out of Hanzo. Talking about bush meta, the Chinese bush meta has actually been hit by both of them. So, yep. The blind stage dive. Again, they know that they have to force the fight behind the Immortal, so that wasn't as dumb of a move as it looked at first. That was actually a pretty interesting and a smart move there. Bit of a blind call, but that could have absolutely worked. They know they have to force that fight, that they can't just go in linear from the front. So it was not a bad assumption that the team was there. So that stage dive was, again, some people might think that was a horrible play. It wasn't. That was actually a pretty solid move there. Didn't work out because we have seen the blue team try to come in from completely behind. But this is a pretty common one for having someone in there. That could have been a kill. Either way, 14 kills, 15 kills against 3 as Mal'Ganis goes down again. And obviously there's no doubt that this core is going to fall right now. The Immortal alone is going to take care of that more or less. 14 minutes in and they're looking for more. Taluf, low. This time ETC actually did die. That was not safe, that Ancestral. A short cooldown, but with Greymane and Liming now taken apart. This is the end of game number 1 and the lead in this best of 3 series. GG and well played as the fan club takes the victory in the first game. Game on, ladies! The fan club in the lead. Who would have thought? Feel the heat? Yeah, they felt the heat in game number 1. They're going to try and turn it around on Dragonshire with Dinu on Vala, X-Ray again on Malfurion. Alright. Another game, another attempt to kill it with Malf, and this time stay a little bit safer here. Wit on Tyrael is going to try and make sure of that. Loof on Dehaka for the global action. And with Kolios, we have Maiev in play. And that means that Vala is the main and only range damage dealer. For the fan club, heading against Rega, we have Copenhagen on Leoric, Lauber on Johanna, Chris on Chromie, and Tai is really taking a liking to his Kira plays here. Goes straight for her again. So, there we go. Well, right now, Tai, that is the entire time. Like, his Kira play is honestly a lot of fun. Kira, every single time she just goes for the chain sweep, just reminds me of Asmodan when he rides the carpet, for example. He just looks so happy there, just like, whee! Jumping around there all game long. As it stands, we're actually having, in terms of Chromie, and now we're seeing, again, a bit of different variation on the level 1 sometimes, but in this case, it's once again the first time. Tai is a bit low here. He might be in trouble. Ah, but the assistance comes. Lauber is there, helps out. Team is in the lead here. This is still the Swiss system of the tournament, so points really matter. You want to make sure that you win as many of these matches as you can. Map score, obviously, has also a bit of importance. Yeah, and so far the fan club is looking really strong. Camps appear, and the immediate focus on those by Feel the Heat. Moving in right away, making sure that they're getting the experience and the pressure on the bot lane with that. But as you can imagine, having the same picture also on the red team side. Making the same play. And I would really expect that this is going to be a theme throughout the entire game. I mean, when you have Rega in your team and the wave clear that they're currently stacking, then of course you have a really nice clear speed on those camps. But something that we're seeing from X-Ray and Kolios right now is they're trying to get the user camp, but on the other side, they're mirroring the plays right now. When we have objective coming up, it's usually the ring around the rosy, where you're trying to just like take control over one shrine after another. The 1 versus 1 match between Dehaka towards the top and Copenhagen is so far working out well, but the problem is there's a bit of an assist happening now. Again, the multi-shot hybrid build, total standard for Vala. There's pretty much 2 Vala builds, as I'm not tired to say really. We're having either the multi-shot hybrid with Hot Pursuit on level 1, then you can go Frost Shot on 16, or you can go Manticore, which is still totally fine. And Rex tanks once you have your extra range with a Farfly Quiver, or you can go into an arrow build. That's pretty much 2 builds that you have available to you. And yeah, nobody in their right mind would go for an auto attack build with Creed of the Hunter on level 4. That is something that in the competitive scene we have seen, I think, 1 time in the European scene, as Vala gets killed. So yeah, 1 time that has happened, and it was not a success, let's put it mildly. So yeah, that's in 2 years of competitive Heroes of the Storm in HGC, and ever since then it hasn't been played either. It's just a waste of a talent, honestly. But outside of that, in this case we have a normal build for her. We're currently having topside, still the attempt to reclaim the second shrine. And, as mentioned before, Henning is currently trying to take the camp here. Wit has already sniffed that out, and with that they actually have to retreat. I mean, again, we talk a lot about the camp pressure from the fan club, but at the same time, the opponents are obviously not dummies. They're sniffing that out by now and realizing, hey, they're putting so much focus on this right now. Gotta be a little bit careful with that and see how this pans out. X-Ray gets wrecked again on his Malfurion at this point. I mean, the jumps on in the last game was focusing him the entire time. He get blown up multiple times. In this case, they're now trying to keep him alive there too. He has to play this a bit more passive in the back line. It's going to become interesting once that Lauber has his blessed shield ready, so that he can initiate the attacks. And Chromie is also attempting to get a few more stacks against the healer on the other side. But now we have the cleanse through, level 7 abilities for both teams, which gives us also the swift retribution, for Vala in particular, also the arsenal. Yeah, and the double control on the shrines for the red team. Now, the question is, how long can they hold on to this? With 2 heroes in the middle, at this point 1, Tai has very few chances of actually making a play there. But it's pressure. It's a lot of pressure against the blue team, so you gotta be careful with that. Oh, Lauber gets attacked though. And Lauber needs to be really careful. Lauber could actually get wrecked here, but first of all we're seeing Vala going down. That's the second kill for the red team. And they might get more. Yep, X-Ray is down, and it's a bit of a deja vu right here. X-Ray down, and that could be another kill. Oh yes, nicely done by Wit. Goes on the drones and is able to jump out there, but Chris was already sniffing blood in the water as he was aiming for kill number 4. They didn't get the objective yet because Copenhagen at the top is still fighting a battle against Dehaka, who's now forced to get the experience though, so he has to abandon the shrine, which means that it's up to Tyrael in the middle to interrupt Tai again, but that could lead to a kill against him. Wit is on the run, and they reclaim the bot lane. Nicely done actually. Considering that they just lost 2 more heroes, Feel the Heat has done well, delaying the objective. That could have been a Dragon Knight in the hands of the fan club, and that would obviously have put a lot of a snowball element into this game. But so far, they're still holding on strong here. They are behind in experience, though. I mean, that is indisputable. And by now, we're having the Dragon Knight taken in the middle. Yeah, they were able to hold it for a little bit, but eventually it's still play. But Chromie has died as a result, so they get the kill against Chromie, but now they still have to deal with the experience up at the top being gathered by Leo, and with the Dragon Knight in the middle. Wit is the one that moves towards the top, trying to make a play there. Level 10 abilities are ready for the fan club, which means that you have to be careful when you engage them, especially with the Entomb. But there's no follow-up just there. Down at the bottom of the map, on the other hand, is an attack against the Haka, who moved in for this. There's the Ancestral, level 10 abilities now on both sides. And with that, we're having a Sanctification. So Loof is in trouble, and not... actually, a lot in trouble. Then again, there's a nice kill against Leo and against Rhaegar. Yeah, the Ancestral didn't go through. The kill came first. They get 3 kills! What the hell? The perfect isolation, and then we're having the ult coming on Maiev. They just took down 3 heroes by themselves. That was incredible. And up at the top, Tai is also getting wrecked. 5 kills against 3 all of a sudden. That backfired quickly against the fan club. What the fuck? That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. The timing just did not work out for the fan club. The Ancestral nearly saving Leo, and that would have turned the tides in the battle. But yeah, well, doesn't go through. Leo dies, then Rhaegar falls, and the last remaining heroes going up against 2. So that was a disaster for Laubers' team. Now they're still in play here, of course. I mean, talking about a lead by roughly a level, but now camps are taken all over the map, and the momentum has shifted. The momentum has very much so shifted. 2 camps now taken that are going to push the lanes. We're having a Bruiser camp taken on the right side to counterbalance that a little bit. But the Haga is now going to attempt to break at least the fountain. Once he gets that, he is in a position where he will have a bit of an easier time at the top. And they're trying to get more. But Copenhagen is able to walk away from it. Gets caught. There's no Wraith Walk. Here comes the ult from the Haka again, and they get another kill against him. Strafe even used. Oh my god, Feel the Heat is crushing it. That is really, really respectable what they're currently pulling off here. And the Haka has already moved down to the bottom of the map shortly after that. Ooh, that could be a... Alright, doesn't matter if he dies on that. That was actually well done. They unloaded quite a few abilities on him. And the Haka is finally dead, but Kolios has taken over the experience at the bot lane, so that's alright. And at the top, the fort has been taken down. So with 6 kills against 4, we actually have an advantage now for Feel the Heat. Well played by them. Yeah, level 13 talents a little bit quicker. And again, Gloom taken for Vala. Obviously, a little bit afraid of some of the spell damage that can come through here. Yeah, and by now, 19,000 damage on the Haka. Doesn't really shock me too much. I mean, he's been trading blows with Leoric the entire game, and he made some serious plays. I mean, both of the isolations that he threw out so far have hit perfectly and always led to a kill there. That is more than a bit respectable. Now they're trying to make another play for Lauber. Can they get the tether in? Not quite. Lauber literally put into a corner. Yeah, but here comes the attack as the fan club is trying to make the play. Leo and Dehaka are still both at the top. There's a 4 versus 4 in the middle. All about the next objective. But nobody's fighting for that just yet. Well, they're sitting tight. Dehaka has moved towards the top. Down here, though, Tai comes in, trying to make a play against Bala. They might get the kill here. Chris, there's the strafe, keeping them at arm's length for now. But that game. Less shield, by the way, as you could just see, did not really connect the way that they were planning for it. But they're making another move against Tai. Here comes the Twilight Dream. Just as Lauber moves in. Lauber's a little bit low, but the problem is so is Vala. And Vala is the damage healer here. Wit also has to move out. And here comes again a 5 versus 4 as Dehaka is joining the fun. And down goes Johanna. Can they get the second kill? Chris is so low and so is Tai. And the objective has been taken by Leo. They lose a hero, but they take the Dragon Knight. But now they're going to lose the bottom fort, aren't they? At this point, Feel the Heat just moves in and says like, alright, you have the Dragon Knight, we don't give a shit. Just go straight for the fort at the bottom of the map. What are you going to do about it? We send 2 heroes topside because we just got to kill 2 to top it off. And that is going to help us to defend. So yeah, they have another big lead here. Like seriously, they're doing incredibly well. I am impressed. I mentioned it in game, at the start of game number 1, that Feel the Heat is really coming together as a team and doing fairly well for themselves. It wasn't so much reflected in the first game, as you could tell. Laubers Fanclub just had the tools there against them, but this is pretty much what I was talking about. Then again, they haven't won this one yet, obviously, and Kolios is in quite a bit of trouble and might get wrecked. Sanctification saves him for now. Leo dies topside. Yeah, but Maiev dies in the middle. So it's a kill for a kill. But level 16 talents already, and Wade is able to move out. Yeah, dodges out on Chromie's damage and is Gucci for now. Here's the Manticore that I was talking about earlier. Even with a multi-shot build, you're not forced into Frost Shot by any means, especially with Farflight Quiver coming up then on level 20. Also, Tunneling Claws are in. And they're making the play for Malfurion again. X-Ray with the ult! And the turnaround, maybe? Nah, not quite. Oh, that was a nice move from Leo. He nearly caught both of them. Only catches Tyrael, which in this case obviously doesn't help him, but he nearly caught Vala, and that would have been the end of her. So that was another close call that we just saw there. 16 versus 16 now. This is a cool second game. This is a really nice match. The fan club fighting tooth and nail to get back into this, or well, to have the upper hand again. Obviously, they are by no means out. 16 versus 16, similar kill counts. And when it comes to structures, though, they have currently not really a problem, but they're definitely on the back foot. So camps again, focused by both teams. This time we're actually having camp experience a lot more evenly distributed, as you can tell. I mean, hardly difference between the two. Slight lead now for the blue team, through a bit of an advantage, and both of them already eyeing the one at the bottom of the map. Both of them. Okay. And the blue team makes the play, but Wit sniffs it out. The little trap that we could have seen there for a moment. Johanna moves in, and as Maiev is still sitting in the mid lane, they're not going for it yet. But they're also unwilling to give it up, especially with Sanctification ready, I can tell you that much. If you have Sanct ready, you're not going to give that up without a fight. That's just too much of a fantastic talent in the choke point position. Yeah. Then again, if you get such a kill against Tyrael, then obviously they still get the camp. Alright. Tyrael traded for a camp. Problem is if you have to if you're trading it for an objective too. Oh my god. Everybody gets away. Close call. But everybody gets out. The problem is that the red team has now another shot at getting another Dragon Knight. That would be the 3rd for them, I think. Alright, that's why we're having to Louvre topside trying to make a play here. That doesn't quite work. Lauber is already sitting in the middle, but so are 2 heroes on the Feel the Heat, as they're trying to deny it for as long as they can. There's a 3rd one coming in. Isolation connects, and that's the end of Chromie. Taluf is fucking killing it on the Haka, seriously. I mean, that guy is going full bad boy mode here. I love it. Every single time you're seeing him coming from the side, he connects the isolation and they get the kill thanks to that. Really well done by him. And that's now another lead in experience. I mean, we're nearly having them an entire level ahead again. Taluf has moved towards the top to make sure that the pressure through the shrines is not an issue any longer. Gets this one. Bottom of the map, we're having Tyrael also reclaiming another one. If they can get the objective here, they might just get level 20 of it. Oh god, if they can get a kill here, of course, it would be the dream. Ancestral! Henning! Self-ancestraling himself here. Yeah. And Taluf's already looking for the next drag. Lauber interrupts it once, but Dino might be able to get the dragon out now, and indeed he does. Guys, they are a level away from level 20. They might get Storm Talents here. Already crushing through this. The wall is gone within seconds. If they can find a kill, if they can get a bit more experience. Maiev is currently trying to find it at the bottom of the map. Lauber is the one dealing with his own wave clear now with a problem. Pretty quickly, I might add. But, yep, Storm Talents. Soon TM. And that means that we are very likely having the Farfly Quiver ready for Vala. And that is going to give us so much pressure through Manticore. It's going to be really tough to deal with. Another kill attempt at the bottom of the map. Vala is already one of the top damage dealers in the game. A little bit behind Chromie, though. Chris on Chromie. This is more so the Chris Chromie play that we've been talking about. In one of the previous series, he wasn't really able to get as much damage through, and we talked about that already. But right now, things are looking pretty chipper for them. And top lane is where we're having Taluf starting to move in and pushes even more. So there's just pressure on every single lane. And now level 20 talents are there. Farfly Quiver is in. Extra range. Battle Arena. Contagion. The way he's been hitting his ult already. I can't wait for that to really come through. And in addition to that, the Astral Communion. So time to shine. If they can force the fight before level 20 talents are ready for the fan club, that would be pretty solid. But at this point, they're stealing the camps away. There's still a little bit of poke happening. But with those siege giants, they might just be able to break through the bottom wall and open something up. You have level 20 talents. You want to get a little bit of an advantage out of that. But again, it's tricky. There's nothing really to get on the map. Maybe they can try and steal that away, but that's the only thing, and they're pinging it already. But that's already a close call. Still, Tyrael obviously has his ult ready as well. Alright, can they force that? Uh-oh, Lauber might have just screwed up here. Not quite. Can't quite control him. There's the 20. But they have Battle Arena, and they can go for it right here. They go for the kill setup. Where's the Battle Arena when you need it? There was the Astral Communion. That's a good one, and there's the Sanctification. Down goes Johanna. That's not where you want to fight if you're the red team. There might even be a second kill coming through. Leo barely moved away from this one. Chris is getting attacked for another second, but yeah, the camp's taken. It's incredible that Leo didn't fall here. It's a lot of hits exchanged, but as the dust settles, we have 1 kill against Johanna and the camp stolen too. 10 kills against 6 now. Still fairly even. Outside of the structural advantage that they're running here. Feel the Heat is playing a much, much better game than they did in game number 1. There's absolutely no doubt about this. Tai, as I said before, he has a pretty incredible win rate on his Kira. Now, obviously, there is that little caveat that Granit Gaming, or, well, now the Laubers Fanclub, is doing really well in general. So that skews the data a little bit. But still, that might be a game where he finally has to admit defeat. There's another Dragon Knight now for Feel the Heat. That worked out nicely. Since Johanna was still dead, there was little that the fan club could do if they didn't want to risk a staggered death, which could have been, should have been, would have been the end. But now they have to deal with the 17-minute Dragon Knight through the bottom of the map. So with that, they could lose a keep there. And, well, it's not the only lane that is actually being attacked here. Up towards the top, there's a few remainders of the camp that was taken previously that might not just take it down, but it's going to do some damage. Down here we have the attack coming through, and by now 51,000 damage from Vala, trying to look for more. They're going for Tai, and that keep, the Dragon Knight nearly eliminated. These battles aren't really that strong anymore. The keep is still in play. Keep is still there. You can try and push it a little bit more. Doesn't seem like it. I'm just waiting for Taluf to make an insane isolation play again. That's currently what I'm waiting for here. Yeah, but they're going for the camps. They're playing really patient, considering that Feel the Heat has not been playing together as a team for that long. They're playing a very coordinated and disciplined game so far. Obviously, it's also taking a little bit of a risk. If you don't push the advantages that you have, then you always risk that your opponent is going to have maybe a quick kill against you somewhere. Like here, for example. And they're trying. And can they get it? Yes, they kill Tyrael. X-Ray is low, but there's a counter kill attempt, and Khaldor on his Maiev gets it. He gets the double kill. Chromie and Rhaegar are both eliminated. Ult from Tai comes out, but Kira can't get the counter kill here, and now that keep is doomed. With the cam coming through at the bottom of the map, there's just no way around it any longer. The keep is definitely going to be toast. Nicely done by Feel the Heat. They lose Tyrael. He doesn't have no chance to get the sanctification through, but they get the double kill thanks to Maiev. Great play here by Khaldor, and can they go for core? That's the main question. 3 heroes against 4, and the camp is there. They might go for it. With the camp that they have and also the spell aura, there is a chance that they're going to go for this. And they're looking at it they're definitely looking at it right now. With Chromie down and Rhaegar also eliminated, there is a chance. And if they can get a kill, that would of course enhance their chances to make this happen. Tai is very isolated in the back, and he goes down. That's another kill, and that's a staggered death. And the core is already falling slowly but steadily. They're going for Leo. Again, the isolation connects. And that's another kill. Only Johanna's still alive. Chromie's coming back. Rhaegar's coming back. But that core is at 50%. Guys, this is going to be the tie in this series as they... Well, technically it's the second tie. But yeah, the game over. Laubers Fanclub loses the second map, and we have game number 3 in this best of 3 series at the All Hallows Cup. Game 3! Feel the Heat, ladies and gentlemen, on Towers of Doom, the final map in this best of 3 series. Our Swiss system here in the tournament. On the left side, X-Ray for Feel the Heat on Rhaegar this time. We have Khaldor on Hanzo. Tloof on ETC, with Dino playing on Falstad. So actually quite a lot of options for global plays. Especially since we're having Wit on Tyrael again, so Tloof very likely as the offlaner is going to go into stage dive. Then again, looking over to the fan club, we have Henning on Malfurion, Lauber on Muradin, Tai on Jaina, and Chris on Abathur. Guys, with Copenhagen and Chen, this is going to be a nasty setup. You have a nice copy for Jaina, you have the symbiote for Muradin or for Chen. This is tricky to deal with, this is really annoying to deal with. And interestingly enough, we actually see the Seasoned Marksman as a level 1 title on Falstad. It's very common to see Wingman these days. Auto-attack build still absolutely possible, as we can see here. But not really as common anymore as it was in the past. So, for now, we have the Storm Stout secret recipe again. For the extra lane sustain here on Chen. But especially the one-on-one lane it's a little bit cheating right now. If you have an Abathur in your team and the Abathur player knows even remotely what he's supposed to do, then the top lane is lost to the opponent's team. That's pretty much it. Whenever Tloof thinks he is in a good position against Chen, Abathur is just going to jump in and is going to skew the balance there and then help to just push that back out. So yeah, that's something we're going to see. In this case, they're actually rotating Chen down to get the camp here, and Abathur has made the move towards the top now so that he can get the experience. But once that we're having a hero established at the top, Abathur is always going to go for them. So camps are taken on both sides, but actually in this case it seems like they're going to try and steal this one. The move against the backline though, nicely done. The fan club getting cheeky and sassy as they're trying to move in here, but all of a sudden they get punished. I love this. Great play from Feel the Heat. Starting the game up with 3 kills. Yep, the fan club gets a little bit too cocky. They think they can steal the camp away on the other side, and Feel the Heat just go in and say like, it's a trap, and take them down. Great play here by them. 3 kills against 0. And yep, that was actually a really, really nice move. And that puts the fan club quite a bit behind. Quite a bit behind here. So that was a risky move. I mean, high risk, high reward more or less. But in this case, it didn't get any reward. That was stolen away. So already the level 4 here. And again, an attempt to go for the camp here, as it seems. Lauber, he's going for it. ETC is trying to move in now, but the camp is taken. And they are slightly ahead in experience, but they have a lot of momentum, of course, for themselves now. And that is worth quite a lot here. So let's see how much they can actually do with this in the long run. Oh, we actually get Needle Spine again on level 4. I guess you don't need the attack speed increase here. So with that, Needle Spine chosen. The objective is up. An early game against Abathar is normally where you want to do a whole lot with this. But the problem is that now, yeah, the fan club is turning it around. Turning that franchise around, baby. Down goes Rhaegar. The dog is getting kicked again. And can they get 2 out of those 3 altars? They should be able to, but Rhaegar's also going to be back pretty quickly, since the death timers are obviously this early in the game very, very low. Still a discrepancy between the two teams when it comes to experience. Handing already on the channel. Top right, interrupt though. Yeah, again, Toulouf is there, but against Abathar he can't do too much. 4 shots fired, bada bing, bada boom. And in the middle, going false dead, coming in again. Handing gets the channel, that's the shots fired, and that's the 2-4-1 for the fan club. Why, you might ask, since the top right hasn't been channeled yet? Pretty simple, because no team in their right mind would go for that channel. No blue team in their right mind. You can't really go that deep onto opponent's territory with them having just interrupts available from the sides here, and also at the same time then having access to fountains. So this one is going to be left alone for now. Hanzo dying as he tries to jump away, getting eliminated by Jaina. It might not be the only death here though. Henning is low, and that should be a counter kill, and it is. The question is X-Ray going to be able to move out of it? And as the dwarf jumps in, the answer is... yeah, no! Abathar with a Needle Spine gets the kill, but Jaina has fallen too, so it's 2 kills against 2 kills. Some of them are already back. By the way, you might ask yourself, why exactly are they not channeling this? And the question is easily answered. If you have Abathar in your team, Abathar really spikes in power once he gets his level 10, because then he can, with the copy, put a 5th hit point par into these team fights. So you want to fight as few objectives as possible before your hero has level 10. Abathar, that is. So they're actually delaying this one because they want to make sure that they get more experience first. Eventually they might be forced to claim this, but right now it's in their interest to delay this for as long as they can, so that there are less objective phases while Abathar doesn't have his full power. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. But the blue team is obviously very eager to deny this. This is why they're actually making this move finally. As I said previously, it's not really a move you want to make if you're the blue team. But they know what's happening, so they're just saying, guys, let's try and force them into this. And finally take that, because we're losing some of the advantages that we have in the early game against an Abathar composition. Mule has also now been chosen level 7. Interesting, considering the level 4 talent. Laubers jumping out, and there might be a kill against Copenhagen. Oh, Abathar helps, but it's not enough. Chen is dead, and they're trying to make another kill against Lauber happen. But yeah, X-Ray gets the channel after all. So it's 2-for-1 in altars for Feel the Heat. I would still argue that the fan club is looking at this and saying like, okay, this could have gone worse. They lost Chen, that's 6 kills against 3 now. They didn't get the 4 shots, which obviously annoys them a little bit, but they bought themselves a lot of time for objective number 2. And that is worth a lot if you're playing with an Abathar. Once you get the double Jaina in with the copy, it's a whole different ball game. Yeah, so now with 6 kills against 3. We're having Abathar still sitting topside for experience. And it's an entire level that we're currently looking at. And that gives us level 10 fairly quickly for Feel the Heat. These early kills that they got definitely are quite powerful. Well, they actually get quite a few kills. It's not only the one against Chen right now. Obviously, we're staggering a few more. They had the 2 at the bot lane as they went for the more or less even exchange here. They've been doing really well with this. Arrow is now in. Also, we're having the Sanctification. Again for Tyr. I mean, duh. What else are you going to get? We've seen some attempts of playing Illidan Hunt with Judgment against teams that don't run any cleanses or anything that could protect the target, and that can work on certain maps, but in 99.9% of your games on this level you're going to see Tyrael going into Sanctification. Just way too powerful, especially with a good melee setup. But now we're still waiting for ETC, and I would expect stage dive. It makes the most sense for them here. Down to the bottom of the map, though. There's the level 10 abilities, and now we're having the copy. And as you can see, this comes in play as we have objective number 2 coming up. That's perfect. It's absolutely perfect for the fan club. So this is really the moment to turn it around. You're on even talents with your opponent. You have level 10 for Abathar. This is where you can make your plays. Great symbiote target. Good copy target. You have a lot here. Chen is already sitting bot lane in order to get the channel through. There's no way this isn't stage dive. Well, actually, now that he's already here, there's a chance that this isn't stage dive. I mean, there's 2 interrupts against it, and yep, it is actually Mosh Pit. They go for that. Let's see if that works. I mean, they have another global, but so far, Lauber might be the first victim in this one. Sanctification comes through as they're chasing them, and do they get the kill? Yes, Lauber falls. Yeah, only 2 interrupts, and they make it happen. But Rhaegar's also down. The problem is they're going to lose way more than that. Yep, ETC is dead, and he's not the only victim in this fight. Falstad falls too. Back in the KFC bucket. It's time for a little bit more chicken in this game. And guys, Wit is caught on the wrong side of the map. There we have it. Tyrael down, and all of a sudden it's 7 kills against 7 kills. And they get the channel. And that's both altars that they just got. It's not even a 1-for-1 trade. 28 against 32. The fan club, again, making the big boy plays here. In terms of damage right now, we're also having 23,000 against 19,000 right there. But yeah, well done. And Rhaegar, again, it's X-Ray is having problems. He is a high priority target for the fan club in every single game. He's been annihilated over and over again on Malfurion and on Battlefield of Eternity. And here on the map now, he is one of the prime targets for them too. But yeah, so no stage dive. Again, they have Falstad, of course. That gives them also some mobility on the globals. But he could have definitely gone for it. And you can tell they were thinking about it. With Echo Paddle on level 7 in particular for the offlane play. But there's only 2 interrupts. You only have the ult on Malfurion, and you have also the stun from Muradin. So if you are able to catch the 2, or at least zone one of them out, then it's going to work well for you. 13 a little bit quicker for the fan club, but again, difference in experience is slim. Attack towards the top. Copenhagen should be totally fine here. Dino is coming in to make the 2-for-1, but he should be fine, especially of course with Abathar. And that's the problem on the top lane. Gets interrupted. He's trying to make the play for Falstad. Mosh Pit, baby! And totally worth it if they can get the kill. And not lose Falstad. And they can! But it was still close because Lauber was already about to arrive. That would have changed the dynamic very quickly. Talking about a change in dynamic, look at that. Sanctification! Yep, and that's why the arrow doesn't connect either. Unfortunate. The bird a little bit aggressive. Yep, and here we go. A single altar on the map. Guys, this is the final map. Best of 3. Feel the heat against the fan club. 8 kills against 7. It is a spicy game. Tie. There was no power slide available. 19 stacks on Falstad, by the way. Getting a little bit more here. Lauber gets attacked. Lauber trying to jump out. Where's the power slide when you need it? Copy on Jaina. But they can't really put too much pressure on the Lauber just now. And here comes Chen. Chen is back to business. They've bought enough time. And now he can go for the ult as well if he jumps into the back. And there we have it. It's Panda time, baby! And the bird might be affected by this. Well, if not him, then probably ETC. There's another slide. And they're trying to get the channel through as the rest of the team blocks. The Abathar copy is gone, though, so that's a little bit of an issue. And there's the ult of Chen, also running out of time. Ancestral keeping Taluf there. Ice block on Ties. Jaina. They try to get the kill against Tyrael. Still has the shields here. Nice back and forth that we're having. Symbiote is coming back in, trying to help out. So much transference, giving the extra heals, of course. And it looks like Taluf might fall, but they keep him alive. Lauber again with a counter-attack play against Falstad. Gas to save him. Corlius jumps out, but this time it's not enough. The Panda goes in deep, and they get another kill against Rhaegar. 2 down, and that is going to be a channel in the middle. And also Abathar has pushed the lanes a little bit more heavily. You might have caught that on the minimap, but every single time when he has an opportunity, he still goes for the symbiote at the top and tries and push these lanes even more. Fantastic last fight. Long back and forth here. 36,000 damage by Abathar now. It's not a rare picture. It's pretty common. Abathar is one of the top damage dealers on the team. 33,000. Taluf coming in from behind. And where's that mosh pit when you need it? Well, at this point it's not going to come out because he's incredibly low. Unless he finds the perfect opportunity, but the Louvre's on the run here. That's all that's happening. They want that bell tower. They want it bad. They're not getting it just now. Well, there's the copy. Once again, the double Jaina. And here's the plays. With the water elemental, they obviously have also the slows, so that's another really nice tool if you have the second Jaina coming in trying to drop some damage. Don't need to go for the ring here. 16 is so close for the fan club. They are so close on that now. Chris is losing the copy in just a second, but it's again another camp invade. Feel the Heat wants to go for it before level 16 hits. They might just be able to get it this time. Yeah, they have all their ults up. They're absolutely willing to fight here. They know that a few of the heroic abilities on the fan club side were still on cooldown. So they made that play. Especially with Abathur losing the copy, they could make that easily. They have Gust, they have the Mosh Pit, they have the Arrow, and of course they still have Sanctification. Single altar again. There's the level 16 talents. But it's 20 seconds. It's 20 seconds. They're gonna get their experience, obviously. They have the global towards the top. Dino is pushing this out easily. Went into Boomerang on level 7 as you always should. And therefore he has a wave clear, so he gets maximum value out of his global. We're having him now, in addition to that, with the Afterburner. A little bit more of a speed increase here to get away from heroes like Chen. 26 stacks on his Seasoned Marksman. Needs another 14 in order to get the quest completed and the activatable. But there we have it. The setup is ready once more. Lauber already jumping out. But keep in mind, with now we're having Envenomed Spikes, which means that it synergizes with Given the Axe here. So that's another great thing to have in order to boost damage or to put up Mirrodin even more. And we're having the slide. There's the Mosh Pit. Is the interrupt there? No interrupt just yet. There's the Gust away, and also the budget. Holy cow, as the Sanctification is comboed off with the Mosh Pit. But the ult from Malfurion, and again Rhaegar at the wrong spot at the wrong time gets eliminated. And they are trying to go for the kill against Lauer. If they can get the counter kill, yeah, that would be incredible. But he actually survives. And with a 4 versus 5, this is going to be a channel for the red team, and therefore another 4 points off the core on the blue side. And if they push it more, they might even be able to get that bell tower now. Boom! Shots fired right there. And it is again pumpkin time. Go for the pumpkins and get a little bit of action here at the bottom. Lauber is sitting at the side, trying to make sure that he gets the Stormbolt connector. Jumps in and hits it against ETC. ET who? Exactly. Down he goes. The cow dead again. Second time that he gets wrecked. And now with the pumpkins moving through the bottom, we actually have one still available, but this is now momentum. It's time to build that snowball and turn it into an avalanche. That's what the fan club is thinking right now. 32 against 20 points. 11 kills against 8. They're going for that. Alright, X-Ray wants to stop this one, and does. There's still a boss up on the map. You have to be very careful around that against Sanctification and all the other tools that they're running here. But this is all about momentum. But then again, this is Towers of Doom. We've seen how many games have been turned around here. I mean, we had plenty of teams that were on 2 points on the core, even on 4, and took opponents down that had barely lost any hit points at that point in time. If you win a couple of late-game team fights, you get so much momentum here by simply claiming structures. So there's still some hope left for the blue team to take this series. But they need to turn it soon. And the fan club has very different ideas here. There's the arrow from the side, short distance only though. Therefore also, of course, the duration won't be too long. Abathur still giving some leading experience to the fan club. They're a level ahead now. 20 is the next milestone for them. And it's in triple altar phase. And that one is going to be important. I mean, Feel the Heat should try to at least get one of them. Ideally 2. If you lose out on 2, it means that the fan club takes another 10 points off your core. And the bird is top. Oh yeah, that's a channel. Alright, nicely done. Nicely done. 1 for 1. 15 against 29 therefore. And can they get this one as well? And they can. Nice. That's great for them. That's really good. Again, they were down in Bell Tower, so it's only 6 points off the opponent's core, but that's still a win for them right now. Abathur also with the mule here. Saving the gate. Yeah, patching up that wall. Donald would be proud. Down at the bottom of the map, another forced fight then again. Level 19.5, still a level ahead here. And it seems like we see... no, they can't lock him down too much. Muradin comes through with the Storm Ball, but it's a little bit too late for that. And it's level 20 that they want. And then you could talk about boss. They obviously want the bot lane control through the pumpkins now and put even more pressure onto the core. But with still 15 points left, there's no chance to come back into this. Oh, that's a nice setup though. Ooh, and Wit gets away. Yeah, Wit is again jumping out there. They have a lot of mobility, but you can really tell that it's scary because every single time these lockdowns happen, there's another threat of a kill, especially with the burst damage from Jaina, and on top of that, Abathur. And there we go with Hive Mind now, having even Rewind, which is of course adding more CC, plus the Elemental Conduit, and there they make their play. 14 points as one of the pumpkins makes it through and gets another point scored against them. And there we have, well, still a level to go. Quest is completed, by the way. 40 stacks now for Falster. That's great. So he has the activatable too. That helps him to drop a little bit more damage against Muradin or Chen, depending on who's all the way up at the front. And they're not giving up by any means, nor should they, because they still have half a level to go, and then they will have Storm Talents too. But there's now 2 altars up on the map in just another 10 seconds, which means that's potentially 10 points of Feel the Heat's core. And if that happens, they get both. That would be horrible. It would mean that you are 4 points of losing the game. And with the boss on the map, if they lose a team fight right now, guys, this could be over with a flash. And that team fight seems... Oh, there's a sanctification. They fight without the 20s, but they have to. They can't give it up. Delay attempts here, but heading on the channel. Everybody is zoned out. Yes, Wit comes in and interrupts, but he can't make that play for much longer. Henning gets the channel, and there we go. 5 shots fired, and at the bottom of the map, Falstad has to stop the pumpkins. And Abathur is pushing in against him, and they're moving towards the top right now. Yep, Abathur stops that, but... Falstad stops that, but Henning gets the 5 shots connected. And this means, with level 20 now ready for both sides, it's 4 points against 26. Boss can take you down now. If you lose the boss, it's over. This is exactly the reason why we're seeing ETC at the top in the bush. They need to know about position at this point. 45 stacks on the Season Marksman for the auto attack damage. Bullseye, Storm Shield, Holy Arena, and they're trying to remove the boss as an objective. They try to remove the boss, and they should. They really need to remove this as an option for the fan club. And they do that. And the fan club has no real interest fighting there. Again, the AoE abilities that we have are too much. The arrow, on the other hand, connects now too. They're trying to force the fight. 22 points against 26. But at this point, it's really all about the next objective. It was a really needed move by Feel the Heat, though. Remove that boss. Make sure that this is not a strategic option when the next objective spawns, because you have to cover too many bases. Yeah, now they're trying. Falstad with 44,000 damage, Hans on 78, Abathur 70,000 by now. Chris just crushing it on the hero. Absolutely crushing it. And there we go again. The pressure through the bottom of the map. Can they deliver a few more of these pumpkins? They're getting taken down one after another. Altar spawns, and it could not be at a worse spot. It's at the one spot that is the least accessible for Feel the Heat. Mosh Pit, ETC survives, and the Mighty cast the play with a wind tunnel. They kill Malfurion, but Falstad dies. Can they get the kill against Ty at least? Yes, they can. Toulouf in trouble, and he's able to get away. What a setup. 2 kills against 1. Feel the Heat is still in this. Wit needs to make sure that they're not channeling down there. He needs to make sure that they're not channeling right now, and this is exactly what he's trying. He's trying to move in, battle against Chen. Chen wants to go for the kill against Kolios. Hanzo! Abathur helps! And that could be a kill. Oh, and is it? I don't even know. Channel at the bottom of the map could still happen here, and Kolios gets away. Barely, but he does. Lauber jumps in, down at the bottom with channels. They need this one, and he's able to get it. That's another 3 shots fired. They live to fight another day, but can they save ETC? And the answer is, well, maybe yes, but they can't save Rhaegar. Rhaegar is down, ETC is about to fall. Does he have the slide? No, he does not. Oh, 2 heroes down, 3 down, 14 kills against 10. But there's very little on the map. Only 1 pumpkin camp. Time on the boss, 2 minutes and 40. Ooh. Ooh, what a game. What a final map. But they can't stagger deaths now. Seriously, they need to play this safe. Wait for the rest to come back. They can't afford to lose another hero right now. They just can't. And Muradin wants that kill. Lauber is just jumping around like a bunny on speed, dropping storm bolts like free in candy. 87,000 damage now, 91,000 by Hanzo. 10 seconds for Rhaegar to be back. 16 for ETC. One pumpkin camp moving through the bot lane. Second one coming in. They need everyone on defense now. They need everyone on defense. Next altar is spawning middle. 6 deaths on Rhaegar alone. The only one that hasn't died yet is Abathur. There we go. Everybody's back. Everybody's back to business. Pumpkins go down. 52, by the way. 52, the stacks for Falstad. Good damage from him. And there's the altar. Spawning again. The last 2 were not successful for the fan club. Now there's another chance. Wit is already sniffing out what he can. And obviously there's a big minefield at this point. And it's already found out as they're trying to make that play. Here comes the flank from behind. Arrow in. And the Ancestral comes through. But the bird is dead. No wind tunnel from him. The Sanctification is second too late. There's the mosh pit. But Falstad is not the only one that dies in the blue team. ETC and Hanzo join the fun. Tyrael is next. Yes, Malfurion died, but that doesn't matter anymore. The entire team gets wiped off the face of Towers of Doom. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is another victory for the fan club as the channel goes through. And this is a 2-1 victory for the red team against Feel the Heat in this best of 3 series.